traditionally the fever of a multi-sport competition, especially the Southeast Asian Games, is very much dependent on how the national team's football side does. And in Kuala Lumpur 2017, the Malaysian under-22 squad have responded by being the only team with a 100% record going into the Final Four. Football semi-finals, as coach Kim Sui has said, it's the gold medal that every team wants to win. It's a tournament that gathers the biggest crowds. If the fans turn up and do their part, we will do ours. Well, Mr. Ong, the fans have done their part because it's a Shah Alam Stadium that's packed to its rafters this evening. And now it's turn of his boys to do their part by qualifying for the finals for the first time since they won the competition in 2011.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Indonesia. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, kepada hadirin yang dihormati, diminta berdiri bagi menghormati lagu kebangsaan Indonesia.
It's an atmosphere here at the Shah Alam Stadium. You can tell already the emotions that have been poured out just by the national anthem alone. Well, these players, a lot of them have not been playing in front of a sellout crowd like the one we have here at the Shah Alam. After those emotions, they have to try to keep it in check because there is still a football match to be played, an important one as well, for the right to meet Thailand in the final of the SEA Games Tournament 2017. The semi-final pairings couldn't have been more appetizing. Thailand already beating bitter rivals Myanmar by a last-minute goal to nil. And now it's the Malaysians' turn to play their bitter rivals, Indonesia, for a place against the defending champions in a couple of days from now. There is the Malaysian squad, who are the only team with a 100% record in this tournament. They did start off with a little bit of a hiccup the same way the Indonesians did in drawing against the Thais. They drew against the Vietnamese as well, but with the Thais beating the Vietnamese on the final day in itself, it meant that they qualified after winning 2-0 against Cambodia. They have turned up to the Indonesians, making the trip to KL to support a lot of their athletes, and a lot of it has been their footballers, whom they hope will do a much better job than their 2015 side, who got to the semi-finals before collapsing in the last four, losing to Thailand 5-0 in the semi-finals and then to Vietnam by 5-0. The last tournament in 2015 was the first time in 3 tournaments that Malaysia did not make it through the good group stages. This is the Malaysian starting lineup, which features, of course, N. Tanabalan, a striker that came into this tournament in doubt, and you can understand why they were sweating over his fitness, because he has delivered with 3 very important goals, the winner against Singapore and 2 against Myanmar. Well, the substitutes include number 11, Jafri Firdaus-Chu, and he's called upon. He knows the way to goal against the Indonesians. He scored against them already in their last 2 meetings. Ong Kim Swee, in charge of his 4th SEA Games. No one has had more SEA Games tournaments as coach of Malaysia. So he is there, and this is his 23rd SEA Games match as coach of Malaysia in this tournament. The Indonesian starting lineup picks itself, and they've got Septwan Olana, the number 29, who is the top scorer of the team, and also look out for number 10, Ezra Walian, part of the Ayat youth squad. Luis Milla, as experienced as they come, former coach of the Spain under-21 side and also coach of the Spanish squad at the 2012 Olympic Games. He is now the Indonesian coach, not just of the under-23s, but also of the national team. Almost 80,000, and you could almost hear a pin drop. That's brilliantly observed by a pair of fans who can get pretty rowdy. Indonesia versus Malaysia, the 16th meeting between these two sides, and since it's been turned into an under-23 tournament, Malaysia have never lost to the Indonesians. The last 2 times these sides met were for medals in football. The semi-finals of 2013, where it was 1-1, and then Indonesia triumphed on penalties on the way to silver. In 2011, it was for the goal. The final, which was a 1-1 draw, and Malaysia winning goal after winning in a penalty shootout. No team has lost more semi-finals in the SEA Games than Indonesia. And for the Malaysians, in their past 4 meetings against the Indonesians, they've never scored more than 1 goal. But 1 goal could be enough. However, they have to watch. The defense has been leaky so far in the tournament. They have been scoring goals for fun. What they haven't been able to do, though, is keep a clean sheet, of which the Indonesians have already kept 2 en route to final. That was against the Philippines, Cambodia, and Vietnam. 3, in fact. The game gets underway with the Indonesians in red, Malaysians in an almost 3-5-2 formation. In fact, both these squads playing with 3 centre-backs, so the formations almost cancelling each other out, and hopefully they don't cancel each other out on the pitch, because the crowd and the atmosphere that they've created here at the Shah Alam Stadium certainly deserves more than that. Shamer Amirkuti gets his first touch of the ball game, so too does Irfan Zakaria. Adib Zainuddin, the captain. These very big Malaysian centre-backs, all 1.8 metres and above. And in the first 10 minutes of these matches featuring these two sides, we do expect it to be a little scrappy. They met each other at the AFC Under-22 qualifications. Malaysia winning that game in Bangkok.
سلاوتان لێبێت بینەرانی بەڕێزی کوردستان.